This happened when I was 17, back in my small town in central India. It was the summertime and school was out, so I was just enjoying my vacation, sleeping in, watching TV and playing cricket with my buddies in neighborhood. We had this playground at a school just a walking distance from our home. We used it for our cricket matches. Since it was a summer, this school was also closed, so we had the place all to ourselves. We used to head over to the school late in the afternoon when the sun wasn't scorching hot anymore. On this particular day, as usual, we enjoyed playing. As the sun was setting and it was getting darker, we decided to wrap up our cricket match. Now, my friend Samir was up to bat and he gave that ball a good smash. I mean, he hit it so hard that the ball sailed and landed on the third floor of the school building. Without thinking twice, I sprinted toward the building. I raced up to the staircase, one flight after another, until I finally reached the third floor. My friends were yelling and pointing out which classroom the ball had landed in. So there I was, standing in front of a closed classroom door. But it wasn't locked. I quickly slid the bolt and stepped inside. Now, this is where it got really freaky. The moment I entered that classroom, I felt strange. Even though there was still some sunlight outside from the setting sun, inside the classroom was eerie darkness and silence. I could hear my friends faintly calling out from the playground outside. The room itself was pretty big, with rows of wooden desks for students and a old wooden chair for the teacher. Two closed windows on the opposite wall. I pulled out my phone and turned on the flashlight, starting to search for the ball under the desk. Luckily, I found it under the first desk in the last row, on the opposite side. I bent down to pick it up when suddenly I heard this creaking sound, the sound old wooden desk makes when someone just sits down or gets up. It went on for a few seconds and then it stopped abruptly. My heart was pounding like crazy at this point, and my whole body was shaking. Who is making the noise in this empty class and at this time? I slowly got up and pointed my flashlight toward the source of the noise, and that's when I saw it, a black figure standing on the last desk in that last row. It was about 5 to 6 feet tall, with its eyes were closed and it had short hair. I was frozen, guys, almost frozen with fear. I tried to move, but I couldn't. I was drenched in sweat. Panic had me in its grip. Then that thing opened its eyes. They were darker than the darkness itself. It was staring right at me, and that's when I lost consciousness. I just collapsed onto the floor. I had no idea what happened after that. I woke up after half an hour later, lying on the playground surrounded by my friends. They were all visibly relieved as I opened my eyes. After a few minutes of sipping water and gathering my composure, we started talking. My friend told me when I entered the room, I did not return for a long time. They came there, they saw me lying on the ground unconscious. Then they carried me outside the building to the playground. I told them about the figure I saw in the classroom. Let me tell you, everyone was freaked out. We left the spot immediately. We never played in that school again after that incident. I don't know the history of that school. I have a feeling that something really eerie is lurking there. That ghostly encounter was something I will never forget. I am from Philippines. I am a teacher by profession and I teaches in government school. Few years back I got posted into this small government school in a town near National Highway. The place was pretty rural, just like where I grew up, so I got used to it real quickly. I was getting settled into the routine and everything seemed pretty normal. The school was small, just handful of teachers, a janitor and a security guard. But here's where it got creepy. One day I had to stay late like 7 p.m. to set up some paper for an upcoming exam. My colleague was with me for a while, but eventually he left. I was all alone. I stretched myself and finished the work in next half an hour. Then I was packing my stuff, ready to head home, when I heard these weird noises. I mean, it was like people crying in pain, asking for help, and then it turned into crazy laughter. It was coming from inside the storage room. My heart started pounding. I thought maybe someone was stuck in there, or maybe some homeless person. So I mustered up some courage and went toward the storage room. That's when things got even weirder. There was banging coming from inside, like someone was desperately trying to get out. I was freaked out, to say the least. I bolted to the main school gate, calling out to the security guard. I told him about the noises, how worried I was that someone might be trapped inside. But you know what he did? He showed zero interest in my words. Instead, he told me to calm down and locked the school gate. Then we started walking away from the school, heading towards our homes. He began to spill the beans about those creepy noises. He told me that last summer there was a horrific bus accident on the highway nearby. Many people lost their lives on the spot, and local authorities decided to keep six of the bodies at our school until their relatives could come and identify them. Thing is, it was a summer vacation at the time, and the school was closed, so no one knew about it except for the local authorities, school in charge, and himself, the security guard. Once the bodies were finally moved out to the city, they converted the room into a storage room. But since then, he said that he and many other teachers had experienced those strange noises. They decided to keep it hush hush so as not to panic the students and parents, and he made it his personal mission to ensure that everyone left the school before evening from that day forward. Needless to say, I followed his advice and never stayed late again after that eerie encounter.